Hey, it's Thursday. That means another episode of International Maritime Security Associates Maritime Video Blog. Today, we're going to be talking about entry visas for yacht crews, cargo lines, cruise ships, and also entry procedures into the United States. Thank you for joining us on another International Maritime Security Associates Maritime Video Blog. We hope you're having a great Thursday. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified when we post new videos. Also, if you like the video, hit the like button so we know what kind of content you like. And also post comments through our YouTube channel here, through our social media. Reach out to us through our website at imsa.global. If you have any questions, any comments, or there's any topics that you would like us to discuss. We really want this to be a viewer-driven channel so we can put content out there that's helpful to you, whether we're talking about international regulations, domestic regulations here in the United States, our episode last week about the U.S. Coast Guard, whatever it may be. We want to provide content that's helpful to you in the maritime industry, so make sure you comment. This week, we are going to talk about entry visas for the United States for vessel crews, and also a little bit on entry procedures from our experience here. So let's jump right into the topic. Cargo lines, cruise lines, and large yachts, when it comes to entry visas, are a little bit different. For most cargo lines and cruise lines, the entry visa that crew members get would be the C1D visa. You get this through the consular office. There's usually paperwork that's provided by the vessel's owner or the crew company that you're working for a cargo line. Same thing with cruise lines. And these procedures are fairly standardized, fairly easy, fairly straightforward if you have all of the paperwork together to get those visas. The C1D visa gives multiple entries to crew members for the United States over a designated period, and whatever period that would be designated by the consular officers around the world at the different U.S. embassies. Large yacht crews are a little bit different. I've had experience meeting with personnel from the State Department in Washington, D.C. and Customs and Border Protection to talk about entry visas specifically for the large yacht sector. Did this as part of a trade organization. We worked really hard with our partner agencies at the State Department and Customs and Border Protection to really get through all of the perceived issues there are with entry visas into the United States. After talking to these organizations, and specifically the State Department, because they're the organization or the government agency here in the United States that issues visas for entry for people who want to come to the United States. For a large yacht crew member who is on a large yacht that is a private yacht, that's not commercial, not doing charter work, you would want to enter on a B1, B2 visa. This is an appropriate visa because large yacht crews on private yachts typically have a longer stay than what you can stay on a C1D visa. Most yacht crews may be here for multiple months. So the B1, B2 for a large yacht, privately owned vessel is the appropriate visa. One of the recommendations that we make to our clients who have visa questions is we also recommend that the yacht crew member get a C1D visa. So it's great as a yacht crew member to have a B1, B2 and a C1D visa. And the reason that we make that recommendation, if for some reason in the middle of your employment term on that vessel, the owner decides they want to charter the vessel, you would need then to have a C1D visa to enter as a commercial vessel into the United States. So it's a good idea to have both visas when you're a yacht crew member coming into the United States. If you have specific questions about this, again, don't hesitate to reach out to us. There's a lot of great trade organizations here in the United States that are doing work to help yacht crew members with any visa issues, and we'll put links below to those organizations that we know specifically and that we've worked with. The recommendation that I always have for yachts and yacht crew members when entering the United States, it's a great idea to work with an agent. There are a lot of great agents out there. Unfortunately, I haven't worked with a lot of them, but I have worked with a number of agents with BWA Yachting, so I wanted to mention them specifically. We'll put a link to their company below. They've got agents here in the United States and around the world. Recommend no matter where you're entering, as a large yacht crew member, that your vessel and you work with an agent. It really makes that process a lot easier, and they are experts in entry for whatever port you're going to. So that's a shout out to our friends at BWA, and check out their website and the links below in the comments section. when yacht crew members are in the United States, the other recommendation that I always make is if you're entering by air, to always enter into the airports into South Florida. Customs and Border Protection at the airports in South Florida deal with large yacht crew members more than most Customs and Border Protection officers in other parts of the United States. It doesn't mean that CBP officers in New York or Seattle or Dallas have less of an understanding than the folks who work in Miami. It's just that the CBP officers in Miami deal with yacht crew members more than anybody else. So they have a better understanding, I feel, than some of the Customs and Border Protection offices in other parts. However, the laws are pretty uniform across the United States when it comes to entry, but it just seems to be a little bit easier when you enter into South Florida. And same with Customs and Border Protection offices in South Florida when you enter by water. When a vessel comes in, Customs and Border Protection officers in South Florida deal with large yachts probably more than most other offices, with the exception of the offices in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So again, entering on a yacht, your first point of entry, I always make the recommendation to hit a South Florida port first. It's a lot easier because Customs and Border Protection deals with large yachts probably more, like I said, than anywhere else. You want to make sure that you have all of your paperwork in order before entering. From a Coast Guard perspective, you want to make sure that you've done your advance notice to arrival, 96 hours, before coming into the United States. And again, an agent can really help you to really make this process a heck of a lot easier than to try to do it on your own. It takes a lot of time to make sure that all of the paperwork and the procedures are in order for entry into the United States. It's not a complicated process, but it does take a little bit of time to do that. One of the things that you will find with Customs and Border Protection is each port of entry is run a little bit different because of the background, experience, and understanding of the folks, the men and women who work in those ports. So you'll find that something that happened in the port of Miami may not happen in the port of Palm Beach or in the port of Jacksonville or New York, New Jersey. So each office is a little bit different in how they handle laws and regulations based on the background and experience of those officers there. So know that it may be a little bit different on entry at different points in the United States. If you have any questions on entry or on maritime risk management or regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to be able to help you in all of these areas. That's our specialty and expertise, specifically on the regulatory compliance and the maritime risk management. So reach out to us at +1 234 312 4855 is our main office number, or you can reach out to us through imsa.global or through our social media. Make sure you join us next week when we'll have another exciting episode in our Maritime video blog series. And also check out our life and events channel. We post things up there of different things that are going on in our life and different events that we're involved with. Thanks for joining us, and we hope that you have a great Thursday.